Congratulations on 30 years. It is a phenomenal organization. 30th anniversary, I think you should be so proud of what you've accomplished and what you continue to accomplish, and all the myriad of people that can come to you for help. And I thank you.
I'm really very, very grateful to CSC. And 30 years is a long time. That's a lot of contribution that we are all so grateful for.
Initial impressions of cancer support community was how much relief it gave my wife. She just was coping better. And then all of us, my daughters and I, started coming, and what we found is just a place, a respite from the craziness that had hit our family. The problem is not the problem, as we all know, it's how you cope with it. And the cancer support community helps people deal with the situation in front of them in the best way possible.
When I think back on the last 25 years for the company, the learnings are deep and somewhat profound. We've done it our way. This is a hard business, but it's a really great business to be in when you've got the right team and the right mindset to go off and really attack some of the hardest problems in biomedical research.
am a cancer survivor. I've been coming to CSC for just over a year and a half, and I have taken advantage of just about every service that is offered here, and it has made all of the difference in my recovery and my cancer journey.
All I want to add is a big thank you to every director that has served, and of course Shannon, who's our angel goddess, and Margaret and Jim and all of the therapists who are such fantastic people. Each and every one of them. I've known some of them for 30 years. So just thank you, everybody. You're the best.
Initially, when I was diagnosed 27 years ago, I felt very alone. None of my friends had ever had cancer. I was the first one. It was scary for them, scary for me. Why I went to the cancer community, the first thing, it was the most healing thing I could do. It was just so supportive and so comforting.
Congratulations to the cancer support community for being here for us for 30 years.
Early on, following my diagnosis, I felt like I had some decisions to make. What could I do, given, the diagnosis I had and the not great statistics, but and I started telling my story to people I've had in my life, and that made me think that maybe going to a support group and getting to know the community at CSC would also allow me to share my story and help other people.
My belief is we do the best we can with the doctor's help, that, you use the doctor's expertise, but you help people. You have all kinds of programs to help people, to help themselves, to be healthy as much as possible. So I just, keep going. So I love it.
I think back on the last 25 years for the company, the learnings are deep and somewhat profound. We've done it our way. This is a hard business, but it's a really great business to be in when you've got the right team and the right mindset to go off and really attack some of the hardest problems in biomedical research.
Hi, I'm Jim Boquin, and on this Cancer Support Community's 30th anniversary, I want to share my gratitude for all the lives that have been touched by this incredible, wonderful organization, and give my blessings to all of you.
Here we go.
The cancer support gives hope, and it makes people feel there's a positive side to it. You know, they make friendships, they hang on to each other, and that helps look to the brighter part of the day rather than the hard part of the day.
As the cancer support community approaches 30 years, first of all, I'm blown away that I've been fortunate to be on this journey with the cancer support community for 30 years and have stayed connected. I always believed that it was an incredible organization.
The cancer support community not only is great for people who are newly diagnosed with cancer, but also great for people who are post-treatment and some people who have gone through what they've gone through and they understand what their experience. So it's so I call it's a home that people can find another person they can relate to.
I think the most common thing that I hear and I feel as well is just driving into the parking lot. There's a sense of coming home. And then when I walk into the center, you know that whatever day you've had, you're just accepted exactly as you are. The understanding and support that I've received is just unbelievable.
Congratulations on 30 years. It is a phenomenal organization. 30th anniversary, I think you should be so proud of what you've accomplished and what you continue to accomplish, and all the myriad of people that can come to you for help. And I thank you.
I'm really very, very grateful to CSC. And 30 years is a long time. That's a lot of contribution that we are all so grateful for.
Our initial impressions of cancer support community was how much relief it gave my wife. She just was coping better. And then all of us, my daughters and I, started coming, and what we found is just a place, a respite from the craziness that had hit our family. The problem is not the problem, as we all know, it's how you cope with it. And the cancer support community helps people deal with the situation in front of them in the best way possible.
When I think back on the last 25 years for the company, the learnings are deep and somewhat profound. We've done it our way. This is a hard business, but it's a really great business to be in when you've got the right team and the right mindset to go off and really attack some of the hardest problems in biomedical research.
am a cancer survivor. I've been coming to CSC for just over a year and a half, and I have taken advantage of just about every service that is offered here, and it has made all of the difference in my recovery and my cancer journey.
All I want to add is a big thank you to every director that has served, and of course Shannon, who's our angel goddess, and Margaret and Jim and all of the therapists who are such fantastic people. Each and every one of them. I've known some of them for 30 years. So just thank you, everybody. You're the best.
Initially, when I was diagnosed 27 years ago, I felt very alone. None of my friends had ever had cancer. I was the first one. It was scary for them, scary for me. Why I went to the cancer community, the first thing, it was the most healing thing I could do. It was just so supportive and so comforting.
Congratulations to the cancer support community for being here for us for 30 years.
Early on, following my diagnosis, I felt like I had some decisions to make. What could I do, given, the diagnosis I had and the not great statistics, but and I started telling my story to people I've had in my life, and that made me think that maybe going to a support group and getting to know the community at CSC would also allow me to share my story and help other people.
My belief is we do the best we can with the doctor's help. That you use the doctor's expertise, but you help people. You have all kinds of programs to help people to help themselves to be healthy as much as possible. So I just keep going. So I love it.
I think back on the last 25 years for the company, the learnings are deep and somewhat profound. We've done it our way. This is a hard business, but it's a really great business to be in when you've got the right team and the right mindset to go off and really attack some of the hardest problems in biomedical research.
Hi, I'm Jim Boquin, and on this Cancer Support Community's 30th anniversary, I want to share my gratitude for all the lives that have been touched by this incredible, wonderful organization, and give my blessings to all of you.
Here we go.
The cancer support gives hope, and it makes people feel there's a positive side to it. You know, they make friendships, they hang on to each other, and that helps look to the brighter part of the day rather than the hard part of the day.
As the cancer support community approaches 30 years, first of all, I'm blown away that I've been fortunate to be on this journey with the cancer support community for 30 years and have stayed connected. I always believed that it was an incredible organization.
The cancer support community not only is great for people who are newly diagnosed with cancer, but also great for people who are post-treatment and some people who have gone through what they've gone through and they understand what their experience. So it's so I call it's a home that people can find another person they can relate to.
I think the most common thing that I hear and I feel as well is just driving into the parking lot. There's a sense of coming home. And then when I walk into the center, you know that whatever day you've had, you're just accepted exactly as you are. The understanding and support that I've received is just unbelievable.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Wednesday, September 16th, 2020, and I'm Carolyn Tyler with a special report. This just in, Cancer Support Community's live in-person celebration of their 30th anniversary, originally scheduled at the Palm Event Center, has been changed due to the ongoing pandemic. This celebration will now take place virtually, so people all over the world can participate in the fun and this exciting event from the safety and comfort of their own homes. Since 1990, when Shannon McGowan started the organization, Cancer Support Community has provided support to over 30,000 cancer patients and their families here in the Bay Area. Cancer Support Community had planned a big 30th anniversary celebration, but the pandemic and the subsequent shelter-in-place order changed all that. So tonight, instead of our big in-person celebration, we invite you to join in this special program where we'll show you the dramatic impact that Cancer Support Community has had over 30 years and how they plan to continue to provide support even during the pandemic. And you're going to hear from our incredible Spirit of Hope honoree, Chris George, whose support has helped thousands of cancer patients. You'll also hear the inspiring and moving story of Mara and her family and the ways Cancer Support Community has transformed their lives. Plus, a fabulous auction that you can participate in. But first, let's go to the home of the Cancer Support Community in Walnut Creek for a conversation with the new CEO, Rob Tufel, and board chair and CSC member, Patrick Devinger. Guys?
Hi, my name is Rob Tufel, and I am the new CEO of Cancer Support Community, and I am so happy to be here with you tonight. It is an honor to be at this organization that has such a long history of serving patients and their families in the community. And I'm really happy to introduce our board chair, Patrick Devinger. Hi, Patrick, how are you?
Hey, Rob, I am doing great. It's great to be by your side here tonight with all of you out there supporting the Cancer Support Community.
Patrick, you know, people may not know you, may not know why would someone get involved with this organization? Why would someone want to be the chair of a board of Cancer Support Community? It's an incredible amount of work. What motivated you to get involved with us?
It's a great question, and it's a simple answer. I'm a cancer survivor. 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with tongue cancer. As anybody who's heard those words, you know, you have cancer, you know that it can be one of the most just daunting experiences of your life, and it just really, you know, causes you to question your mortality. I mean, I was young. I was 30 years old. I was just out of grad school. I just started a new job. You know, it just kind of turned everything upside down. We caught it very early. There was a great prognosis. Despite my disease being under control, emotionally, I was kind of a mess. In fact, my wife and I came to the Cancer Support Community for 1 year. She actually sat in this very room that we're sitting in right now for a year.
Wow.
As a caregiver, around people who are also caregivers going through a lot of the same issues that we were going through as a couple. I sat in the room next door to us as a survivor, talking to other survivors. And that experience, walking through those doors every week, made such a difference in our cancer journey, and I know makes such a difference in the thousands of people that we have helped in the 30 years that we've been around.
I mean, you really know what we do and you understand the impact. What made you take that next step to say, I'm going to really make a difference, I'm going to give my time and my talent to this organization?
I wanted to give more. I knew how much this organization helped me, helped my wife, helped our family, and I just couldn't see and haven't had to live a day without Cancer Support Community being in my life, and just knowing what it did for us, knowing what it does for other people at their greatest time of need, when they need hope, when they need healing. There's no other place like it. It is very special.
As you know, we're celebrating our 30 years, which is pretty amazing. Like you said, we see thousands of people. Last year, over 2,200 people came through our doors, probably about 25,000 visits, which is pretty incredible. What's your vision moving forward? What do you see for this organization? How will we grow and continue to serve our community?
Well, you know, as you know, cancer is not going anywhere. I mean, it is something that we're going to continue to face as a society and as humans. What I would love to see is just greater access. I want to see this service available to anyone who has cancer anywhere. And our culture that we have built here, it's a culture when you walk through that front door and you see that volunteer and you just feel like you're in a safe place. And so, how we can extend that to more people, I think is first and foremost, number one, and expanding out to our center out to Antioch is I think a one major step to extend our programming to folks who don't have additional resources and to help cancer survivors facing additional challenges.
Cancer doesn't care who you are, right? And that's our goal, is really to serve anyone who's impacted by cancer. Whether you have insurance, don't have insurance, we don't care what your political party is, we don't care. You come through these doors, we will serve you. And that's really the goal of this organization, I think.
Absolutely.
Here we are in our pandemic. How do you think this has impacted the organization? How do you think it's impacted cancer patients?
Well, I think if anything, as a population going through a traumatic event like a pandemic, I think gives everybody some perspective on what it's like to be a cancer patient, to really turn your life upside down. And so if anything, to not know what's going to happen, to not know about the future, to not know when you can go back to work or back to school or back to back to normal, that's a lot what it's like to be a survivor and to be a caregiver. Sort of that Bermuda Triangle of emotions.
Oh, that's right.
You're really sort of lost.
Cancer doesn't stop during a pandemic, and cancer support community doesn't stop either. That's right. So that's really the way we feel. We're even more committed to helping people who are isolated and can't get here. We're more committed to helping people now. Yep. So Patrick, I want to thank you so much for being with us tonight and with our TV audience and sharing your story. And I want to say also, as somebody who's new here to cancer support community, as I mentioned, it's an honor to be here, but I'm certainly not new to the cancer world. Cancer has touched me personally. I am so committed to seeing this organization move forward, as Patrick said, to help as many patients as we can, to help as many family members as we can. We know that when someone is diagnosed with cancer, the whole family is diagnosed with cancer, and that's why we're committed to helping everybody. So I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. You can make a difference by supporting this organization and helping cancer patients and their family members in our community. And now I want to take you back to our studio. Bye, everybody. See you later.
Hey, thank you so much, Rob. And good evening, everyone. My name is Keith McLean with KLM Auctions, and I'm absolutely thrilled here tonight to serve as your auctioneer and fund and need facilitator. We have a fantastic show planned this evening, and we're going to get started with that in just a second. But before we do, I want to make sure that everybody understands how to participate. So at this time, if you'd be so kind, I'm going to ask everyone to please pull out your smartphone. Tonight we're using a two-screen solution, meaning you're going to be watching the presentation on either your computer screen or your smart television, wherever you're watching now, but we're going to be bidding and donating on most likely our smartphones. So at this point, like I said, if you'd pull out your phone, we just want to make sure that everybody's all logged in and registered and ready to go. So it's a really simple process. All you need to do is go to your smartphone and enter hopeandhealing.ggo.bid, and that'll take you, then just click right through there. That'll take you to our mobile optimized website, get you all set up. Just follow the directions right there. You can see them on the screen here. Just follow those directions. So that's the first and probably the easiest way to bid. The second way is you can go to cancersupport.net and bid on the website. And then the third way, of course, is you can always find the address on the website and send a check. So however you want to donate tonight, so much appreciated. But I think the mobile phone's fun. It's really easy. So go to hopeandhealing.ggo.bid and you can get that process started. Okay. And by the way, if you have any challenges or any complications there, we have helpers on the YouTube chat right now. So if you just enter a question or ask for help on the YouTube chat, someone should be right there to help you out virtually as well. So we've got all that set up. We're about to keep on moving here, but before we do, I want to be sure and thank our committee members. This event would not have been possible without the generous help of so many folks, but specifically our committee members. Obviously, Linda Guzzi, our chair, has been so helpful. Angela Shakespeare, Taylor Stevens, Steve Tucker. Thank you to all of you. You've been so helpful here to help us out tonight. We also could never do this without our sponsors. They're such an important part of this. So many of them have been with us for so long. Of course, our diamond sponsor is Exelixis. They've been super helpful this whole process, so thank you so much to them. We have our platinum sponsor, which is, of course, CMG Financial. We're going to be hearing a little bit more about their founder in just a little bit. They're always such a great help for us here. We have our gold sponsor, Heisai Incorporated. Again, such a wonderful sponsor. Thank you so much to those folks. And then Obviously, our silver sponsors, we have Bristol Myers Squibb is a silver sponsor. Hill and Dale Home Care, thank you so much to them. Kaiser Permanente, always such a great help. Rudney Associates, Stanford Healthcare, and Takeda Oncology. So thank you so much to all of our silver sponsors. And then, of course, thank you to our bronze sponsors as well. You can see them right here listed as well, but our bronze sponsors have been so helpful to us as well. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Moving on from that, we are going to talk about how to bid on our silent lots. So once again, we have a spectacular 7-lot silent auction taking place. And all you need to do is, again, register, just go to, follow just like we said, go to hopeandhealing.ggo.bid, get yourself registered. Once you're there, it's really simple. It's basically just one screen, and you can just scroll down, and you'll see all of our silent lots there. And at this point, I'd like to tell you about 4 of them, just to kind of get a flavor for what we're talking about here. And by the way, all of our silent auction lots are going to close tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So bid now, bid during the event. But if you'd like to bid later, you're obviously welcome to do that as well, but only till 5 o'clock tomorrow, because that's when they're going to close. So let's look at a couple of our silent lots. The first one we have up is a luxurious Mexican vacation. We're talking about the Sheraton Grand Los Cabos Hacienda Del Mar, a spectacular place, 7 nights, 4 to 6 people, spectacular April 2021 week. And of course, if for some reason travel's not permitted by then, we'll obviously make accommodations for you. But that's the plan. Next up, we have our Rustic Mountain Retreat, 6 nights, 7 days, family-friendly cabin, beautiful Truckee. If you haven't been there recently, you know you need to go back. It's spectacular up there. So that's another wonderful silent auction lot. Third, we have our virtual cooking with Bravo's Top Chef Master, Chris Constantino. Again, this is for 8 people. It's a very fancy menu. I'll let you read that right there. Most of those things I can't even pronounce. That's how fancy they are. 2 great bottles of wine, all delivered to your door. It's going to be a spectacular time, so go ahead and bid high, bid often on that one. And then fourth, we have our play ball with the San Francisco Giants. 4 great lower box tickets, subject to availability, but a lot of choice on your game, a bunch of Giant swag. It's going to be a great time. So that's our silent auction lots. We'll be highlighting a few other ones later, but feel free to scroll down and start bidding on the silent auction lots if you haven't done so already. Next, we have our registration drawing for those who pre-registered. You'll want to stay till the end of our program because 3 lucky people who pre-registered will win 3 pretty nice prizes. So we have that coming up. And then lastly, if you're hashtagging about this event, I know a couple people, Carol, I'm looking at you, have 15, 20 people over to your house, socially distanced, masked, have kind of a viewing and a bidding party. If you're taking pictures, again, make sure your pictures are responsible. But on the other hand, when you post them, you can hashtag CSCSF30 and draw attention to the event. So thank you all for that. Again, so glad you were here joining us. At this point, I'd like to welcome up Rob, our CEO, and he'll say a few words. Come on up here, Rob.
Hi, everybody. I'm so delighted to be with you here this evening and really delighted to introduce our Spirit of Hope awardee, Chris George. Chris George is the CEO and founder of CMG Financial. And Chris actually started CMG Financial in Pleasanton in his garage, believe it or not, in 1993, just 3 years after Cancer Support Community started. And from those humble beginnings, he has grown the company into a national company and has offices throughout the nation. Right about the time that Chris was starting his company, he faced a health challenge. His young son was diagnosed with a rare liver disease. And you can imagine starting a company, having a health challenge with your family, how overwhelming that could be. When I spoke to Chris on the phone, he said to me that really that experience shaped him in so many ways. It really provided him with so many lessons that he takes forward to this day. It really showed him that you have to really take things one day at a time, small steps, because sometimes those big problems can be so overwhelming. And I'm sure those things really resonate for cancer patients and their families who are watching today, and especially during this pandemic and the fires and everything we're facing, those words really mean a lot. But Chris is somebody who puts his words into action, and he has supported Cancer Support Community for over a decade. He has impacted thousands and thousands of cancer patients and their families. And in 2012, he founded the CMG Foundation, which supports local organizations, not only Cancer Support Community, but also supports national organizations. And Chris has donated over $4 million to these organizations and is making a difference. And you will see shortly in a video the difference that Chris is making. He is somebody who is committed and dedicated and compassionate and wants to make improvements in his community. And it is for these reasons that I am proud to announce and to honor Chris this evening as our 2020 Spirit of Hope recipient. And now let's hear from some of the people that Chris has impacted and from Chris himself. Thank you.
My name is Dana, and I am a cancer survivor. I've been coming to CSC for just over a year and a half, and I have taken advantage of just about every service that is offered here, and it has made all of the difference in my recovery and my cancer journey. Chris, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all you have done to make this possible. Thank you.
Hi, Chris. I haven't got to meet you, but I heard you are a wonderful donor to help the cancer support community. Thank you so much, because with your help, the cancer support community is stronger, has enough fund to help people that need help. So I really applaud you and thank you for your generosity, for your big heart. Thank you.
I would like to thank Chris George for his support. And what his support means to me is I can count on continuing to receive the incredible care and sense of community that Cancer Support Community has given to me through my journey with cancer. It takes generosity from the community to keep an organization like the Cancer Support Community going, and to continue to be able to offer so many services free of charge to patients like me. That means a lot. In a world where I think generosity may be sometimes questioned, someone like Chris George restores confidence that people are out there that will help, and the impact on people like me is immeasurable.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris George, and let me first say what an honor it is for me to receive this award from you all. It wasn't expected for me, and honestly, it's really not necessary. We, a few years ago, put together our foundation to support, in part, the cancer support community because of all the good work you do. I've had the opportunity to sit and talk with Jim on a number of occasions, and he relays with me the stories of success that you all have had, many of which have recorded this wonderful video thanking me for the contribution that we have done to your organization. It's with that in mind I think about just generally what cancer is. And I guess a lot of people don't have a lot of good things to say about cancer. I certainly don't. But I don't think there's anyone out there that can legitimately say that they or their family hasn't been affected in one way or the other by this insidious disease. But maybe if there is such a good thing that could come out of something so horrible as cancer, is this. And that is, it teaches us a lesson that life is so precious and that time may be the most valuable commodity that we all own. It also tells us about how to believe again in the goodness of people and the goodness of all of us, and to have hope. You know, they say hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. And I want to tell you that it's emotional for me to be able to tell you how pleased I am for you to select me and our organization to receive this award. There's a lot of good people that put in a lot of extra effort to make this come together. And while I know this award is you're giving it to me, you're really giving it to hundreds and hundreds of people who have given unselfishly of their time to make this all come together. So thank you. Thank you. And keep doing the good work that you're doing, please, because there's a lot of people out there that need your help. And we're going to keep supporting you along the way. Thanks so much. It truly is an honor.
No, Chris, thank you so much. I've had the pleasure of knowing Chris for years and years now, And he's a humble guy, but like Rob alluded to earlier, he's personally donated millions of dollars. His company, CMG Financial, has donated millions of dollars towards cancer research, cancer organizations of various types. So he's really one of those guys that's truly putting his money where his mouth is. And Chris, we can't thank you enough for your help. So my friends, this is why we're here tonight. We're going to start by doing a quick ask. So at this point, I'd love everybody once again to please pull out your smartphone. If you haven't done it already, go to hopeandhealing.ggo.bid. If you're waiting, now's the time. hopeandhealing.ggo.bid. Just follow the steps to get yourself registered. Then on the main screen, once you're there, you'll see a gray Donate Now button. Now's the time to hit the Donate Now button. Don't worry, you're not donating anything yet. But then once you hit the Donate Now button, you'll see various levels at which you might want to consider donating. And I want everybody to dig deep, think about this, think about what CSC is doing means to them, and consider making your donation now. Again, we have several levels there for you to choose from. I can see donations coming in right now. Shelley Miramonte at $500. Thank you so much, Shelley. Bryce Waterman for $1,000. Thank you so much. Rob Marks making a donation. Todd Skriner right there at $1,500. Thank you so much. Taylor Stevens coming in with a donation. Thank you so much. I can see Linda Guzzi and Mike Rice are in at $2,500. Thank you so much to both of you. I can see Todd and Allison Skriner again. They're making a donation. Steve and Zoe Tucker in at $2,500. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Again, my friends, this is why we're here, the most important part of the evening here tonight. Again, Cancer Support Community has a wide range of services: counseling, support groups, nutrition, exercise, patient education groups for not just cancer patients, but for their families as well. So again, Patrick Devinger coming in at $2,500. Patrick, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Again, John and Christina Thuma right there. Steve and Zoe Tucker, I think I mentioned them before. Thank you so much. Again, John and Christina at a $2,000 donation. Eric Eisenberg and Karen Large in memory of Molly. Thank you guys so much. I know Molly was so young when we lost her to cancer, so thank you both so much for your consideration, for thinking about us here tonight. We have so many bids coming in, my friends. LR Sy for $250. Again, Bryce Waterman, Rob Marks right there. We have Beacon Point coming in at $1,000. Thank you so much to our friends at Beacon Point. Our own Peter Dudley coming in at $1,000. Hey, Peter, thank you so much. Appreciate that. MSW Foundation coming in at $1,000. Thank you as well. Folks, the donations are pouring in. We're just getting started here, and we're going to encourage you to be donating throughout the program. Just wanted to kind of get things started here, let everybody know what we're doing. And, Barry and Christina Mendelson right there. Thank you so much for your generous $500 donation. Folks, keep the bidding coming. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. And now let's go on site to Cancer Support Community Support Center for an update on how the organization has been faring through our COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm standing in front of Cancer Support Community's Walnut Creek Center, where more than 2,000 people affected by cancer come annually to receive support services. Inside these walls, thousands of people have received services in the form of support groups, educational workshops, yoga, and nutritional classes. As research has demonstrated, and as organizations like the Institute of Medicine and National Cancer Institute have recognized, these types of services are a vital part of cancer care. In January, Cancer Support Community opened a second center in Antioch to bring these critical services to the people of East Contra Costa. But on March 16th, Contra Costa County issued the COVID-19 shelter-in-place order. For many organizations, this meant the end of their services, but for Cancer Support Community, it was a new beginning. By the very next day, Cancer Support Community had moved all of their support groups and counseling into secure video conferencing, and within a week, they were offering programs and classes online as well. And this means so much to Cancer Support Community's members.
Well, I mean, how can I ever say thank you enough? Because it's really immeasurable. Just the love, the support, the feelings of not being alone.
And now, with even more online offerings, cancer patients and caregivers from all over can join in without having to travel to Walnut Creek. During this pandemic, when cancer patients are suffering even more from feelings of isolation and anxiety, Cancer Support Community services are more critical than ever. Now I'll send you over to Lafayette, where my colleague is live on site at an exciting new project.
Thank you and happy 30th anniversary to Cancer Support Community. As you can see, I'm standing here in this beautiful piece of land in Lafayette, California, the site where Cancer Support Community intends to build a new center larger and more complete than their current home. A little over a year ago, this 6-acre piece of land, nestled between the Lafayette Reservoir Recreation Area on one side and 60 acres of undeveloped private land on the other, was donated, that's right, donated to Cancer Support Community. The organization not only plans a new building designed specifically for the programs, workshops, and social activities they provide, but also a series of walking paths for meditative reflection, an amphitheater, and gardens. These gardens will not only teach people about healing and cancer-fighting foods, but will provide raw materials for many of the center's nutrition and cooking classes. Cancer Support Community tell me they are actively working to secure the necessary permits to move this project forward. In the meantime, fundraising continues to make this vision a reality and bring hope, healing, and community to tens of thousands of cancer patients, survivors, and family members for decades to come. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much. And wow, that's going to be a spectacular facility. All right, my friends, we are continuing our fundraising here this evening. Again, if you haven't done it already, it's never too late to log on to hopeandhealing.ggo.bid, follow the simple registration instructions, and hit the gray Donate Now button, and that'll take you to a number of different donations that you can pre-programmed, or you can enter your own donation amount. So that's up to you. But in the meantime, I'm going to highlight a few more sound auction lots. Again, we have 11 spectacular sound auction lots. If you scroll down from the main screen just a little further, you'll see all of our sound auction lots. We talked about numbers 1 through 4. Let me tell you about the rest of them. First up, we have Colin Kaepernick's Game Day cleats. So these were actual cleats worn by the man himself, Colin Kaepernick, back from his game day cleats from his UNR days, so that's something you might want to bid on there. We have Golf Around the Bay, 2 spectacular rounds for 4, Silverado Resort in Napa and Ruby Hill Resort in Pleasanton. So if you're the golf lover, that package is for you. We have, then if you're a wine lover like Rob and I are, we have 10 bottles of very high-end wines. You see a lot of familiar names there. Again, you can see all of these on your phones if you want to scroll through them. Just click on the lot and it'll take you to the detail. You can see these spectacular wines in this lot here. Then, if you want just the really special wine, the super special occasion wine, might I recommend a 1998 Chateau Lafite Rothschild Pauillac Red Bordeaux. It's a spectacular bottle, should keep for 15 to 20 years. This is a impress your friends or whoever you want to impress kind of bottle, so go ahead and bid on that. We have a great night out. That's 2 tickets to the Marin Symphony with a $50 gift certificate to Bronca. Beautiful ponchos there. Next, we have a hands-on cooking class with Linda Carucci, former dean of CAA. 8 people, 4 copies of her book, groceries included. It's going to be the time of your life, so go ahead and bid on that one. And lastly, our Renard champagne and chocolate cake from Yellow Cake Desserts. So bid high, bid often. Again, we're going to be closing out all of our sound auction lots tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So you got a little time, but don't wait. Go ahead and bid on them. Keep bidding in our Fund to Need. And now I'd like to introduce our member video. This is, now to introduce our member video, this is CSC's Chief Mission Officer, Margaret Stauffer.
Good evening. My name is Margaret Stauffer, and I've been the Chief Mission Officer at Cancer Support Community for close to 20 years. I was drawn to this work because when I was a young adult, my mom had cancer, and I experienced firsthand the trauma it can leave in its wake. In my role here, I am touched by so many people who come through our doors. I think of Emily, a lovely and dedicated physician with twin 12-year-old boys who was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. And she went through the journey with grace and determination. I think of Marcy, who dealt with several recurrences of ovarian cancer. And yet, now, 5 years later, she's cancer-free. And I think of Javier, who 1 month before his stage 4 colorectal cancer diagnosis was climbing Mount Whitney. And now he's attending his group via Zoom from his hospital bed. And I think of Mara, who you'll meet in a moment. When she was diagnosed again with cancer, the very first place she came to was Cancer Support Community. And she came here before she talked to her family or any of her friends, because when she had had cancer previously, Cancer Support Community was her touchstone, her safe place. Let's listen to Mara's story.
The most important people in my life would be my wife, Mara, and my kids, Alyssa and Eli. I think without them, I don't know where I'd be.
I've had leukemia 3 times. One time, then a nice break for 4 years, then again, and it never really went away the way that we wanted to. I remember I got a phone call one day that my labs did not look good. The first thing I did, because I was already aware of Cancer Support Community and it had been so valuable to me in the past, is I called and immediately they said, come on in. Margaret met with me, again, randomly on a weekday, had me come in, sit in her office, and I cried my eyes out, and she was there for me. And knowing that Cancer Support was here for me, I had my family, and I was so thankful and also so devastated that I was going through this, but also that I had to put my family and friends through this again. But knowing that I had this environment where I could just be accepted and welcomed, that meant so much to me. And Margaret was so great. The volunteers here and everyone that I've met and known through here has really just meant the world to me and our whole family. One thing that I keep coming back to throughout this whole process of being sick and getting better and being sick and getting better, it's not been easy, and there have been some major highs and there have definitely been some lows. When I first got sick, our son was 1 and our daughter was 4.
I think the most important thing that I've learned throughout this whole journey has been to not be afraid to ask for help. I can't do it all myself, and I need to rely on anyone who's willing to help. And there were a lot of people that wanted to feel like they could help in whatever way they could.
You feel so alone, like you're the only person going through this. And I think it's crucial going through anything, and especially this. You need to know you're not alone. You know, we have 2 children, they're 8 and 11 now. They take part in the family circle. We attend that and love that, you know, as parents. I have had so many hopes and dreams for our family, for myself, just getting to spend more time together with each other. I want to see my kids grow up. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the life they're gonna lead, mostly the good times, some of the challenges that I know they will present, but seeing them grow up, seeing us kind of enjoy all the great things that we can together is really important to me. This has been my structure. This is kind of what has helped keep me going. Moving forward, I have met some amazing people and really am so thankful for all that the Cancer Support Community does for us.
One message I want to make clear to anyone who's supporting the Cancer Support Community is please continue doing what you're doing, because it's really making a huge difference in people's lives. From the people who work here and volunteer and people who donate, to please continue what you're doing, and we appreciate all your help.
So my friends, this is truly why we're here tonight. I want to start out by thanking Mara and Dave for sharing their story. That couldn't have been easy, so really appreciate them doing that for us. So I think every single one of us is here because we know somebody, probably know a lot of people who have really suffered from cancer, and that's why we're here tonight, and that's what we can do to help these folks through the great work that's being done at the cancer support community. So again, I'm going to ask everyone to pull out your phone if you haven't done it yet. hopeandhealing.ggo.bid if you haven't registered. Follow the simple registration steps. Once you're in the main menu, you'll see a Donate Now button. That's the gray button. Now would be a great time to hit that button. What that does is it takes you to a number of suggested levels, or you can enter a customized amount. I can see the bids are rallying in here. We're already at 161,000, getting there towards our goal. MSW Foundation for $1,000. Thank you so much. We have, I know Joe and AJ George have donated $1,000 as well. Thank you guys. Charlie Rogers for $2,500. Thank you so much. Folks, whatever amount works for you, this is why we're here. If we have any other $10,000 donations, if that's a good amount for you, by all means, feel free to jump in at that level. 5,000 is perhaps a good level. Again, I can see the funds raised, the thermometer's ticking up, folks. You can guess what our goal is here tonight. I'm going to keep that a little secret for now, but again, every dollar you spend tonight, I guarantee will be used in a spectacular way to help those, probably folks who you'll never meet and who will never meet you, but who are going to be grateful forever for the help that you're giving them tonight, and for obviously the help that they'll get, the wonderful services they'll get, and really the care and the attention and the knowing that what's important for them with cancer support communities. So again, folks, recently opened up the office in East Contra Costa County to serve low-income patients and their families. You know, COVID-19 has presented such incredible challenges here, even more. And so we're offering special financial assistance program for low-income patients impacted by the pandemic. I can see Morrissey right there. Absolutely, yes, we have Michael and Megan Morrissey at $10,000 right there. Just came in. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate that. That's so valuable. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to match that at $10,000? Again, fair amount of money, I agree, but the amount of good that can do is truly immeasurable. So thank you so much to the Morrisseys for that generous donation. Again, keep in mind, all programs are now being provided virtually during the pandemic. Anyone, anywhere. Cancer support community doesn't turn anybody down, and all the services are free of charge, and that's why we're here. Ronald Schwab for $500. Thank you so much, Ronald. Greatly appreciate that. Anybody else want to donate? We are creeping it up there, my friends. Again, so many donations. Stephen Dunn at $500. Thank you so much. Shelley at $500. Thank you as well. Arthur making a donation there. Joey, thank you to all of our donors so much. We really appreciate it. Again, all services are provided for free all the time, and this is why we're here tonight. So looks like we've had Charlie Rogers, did I mention that, at $2,500? Thank you so much. Maybe $1,000 is the right donation for you. Folks, if $1,000 is the right donation, punch it right in there. If 500 is the right donation, you know, $500 is one of my favorite levels because it's so accessible to so many folks. Again, I'm not an accountant, but every donation here tonight is totally tax-free. So bid high, donate often. Again, you're hitting the gray Donate Now button. Select your amount. If you want to enter a custom amount, you can do that, or you can enter one of the pre-programmed amounts. Again, I want everyone to dig deep and really think here what they can do. Think about the person or people they've known who have suffered from cancer diagnoses, and what you can do to help them out here, again, through the great work that CSC is doing here in the East Bay. So again, the COVID response has been tremendous, opening the office in East Contra Costa. There's so many ways that they're helping so many people. Counseling, again, nutrition, exercise, patient education groups, support groups, so many folks, really everything other than the actual medical treatment they're receiving, but there's so many needs. Brenda coming in at $1,000. Thank you so much, Brenda. Appreciate your generosity here. Folks, the bids are coming in. Beacon Point at $1,000. We saw them a little earlier. MSW Foundation, folks, let's keep the bidding coming in here tonight. We're just going to keep this going for just a little longer. I'd love to creep it up just a little more here. If we could just have a few more donations, we can get to a nice round number up there, which would be always such a fun thing to do. So again, bid high. If you've already donated, maybe donate again. Maybe $250 is the right amount for you. Again, accessible to so many people, my friends. There you go. Anne-Marie Taylor at $500. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. If 500 is a good amount. Kim O'Vera, $2,500 right there. Kim, stepping up to it. Thanks so much. Folks, we're at $167,000. I would love to get to at least 170 right now so we can go into the rest of the day and tomorrow and try to hit an even bigger number like 200,000. But if we could get to 170 now, that'd be fantastic. Again, no amount's too big or too small. 250 is a great level. Folks, maybe you're sitting there in your sofa watching this program. You've got, you've got a $100 bill just stuffed in your couch there or something. Let's donate that. How about $100 donations? Always so appreciated here this afternoon. $100 donations, $250, $500, whatever level works for you is so greatly appreciated. We are getting there towards our $170,000 in-house goal. Deborah, boys, for $1,000, folks, we are so close. Let's just get a couple more bids in. If we could just have a couple more 500s, a couple more 250s, we would be there. Again, this is why we're here. Arguably one of the most important parts of our evening. And again, every major religion has a tenet that talks about how, the most generous way to give is towards people who you'll never meet and who will never meet you. And that's most likely what we're doing here tonight, folks. We are helping folks who probably, just like someone in your family or one of your close friends, are suffering from cancer diagnoses. Rob jumping in. Rob just stepped away here. I saw him screwing around on his phone. Made a $1,000 donation. Rob, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Folks, we are less than $800 away from our night of donation of goal of $170,000. I know we can get there. If we can just get a few more bids in there, we'll hit that $170,000 goal for tonight. That would be absolutely spectacular. If we could just have another 500, another 250, and another 100, we'd get there. Anybody else want to jump in again? Whatever level you want is always appreciated. Barry and Kristen Mendelson in. I think I mentioned them already at $500. There we go. Emily Cronbach coming in for $150. Folks, we're about $500 away from our in-house tonight goal. Again, 170 folks. We are so close. Let's keep the bidding going. I think I'm getting we got to wrap this up, Keith Symbol, but I don't want to leave until we hit our $170,000 goal. This is why we're here. Again, if we could just have another donation, another couple of 250s, we would get there. This is why we're here. Most exciting and most arguably one of the most important parts for our presentation here tonight. Again, so many services provided. Over 30,000 people served since we opened. Angela Shakespeare jumping in again with another donation of $250. Thank you so much, Angela. Appreciate that. Again, in 2019 alone, we served over 2,200 participants on over 25,000 visits. That's why we're here. We are, there we go. We've done it. Someone, hey, Chris George jumping in at $5,000. Chris, way to wait till the last minute. Chris, thank you so much. We're at about $175,000. We're going to keep the bidding open. Remember, the bidding is going to be open. Mark Dudley jumping in with another 1,000. Mark, thank you so much. We've cleared the $175,000. Fantastic work, my friends. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much we appreciate your help. But we're going to keep Jeff Hagg right there jumping in at $500. We're going to keep the donations open till tomorrow at about 5 o'clock. Lorna Marie jumping in right there. Thank you so much. We're keeping the donations open till about 5 o'clock tomorrow. So you can continue to bid. If you want, you can tell your friends about it. They can log on. They can continue to bid. Jewel jumping in there. Thank you so much. Continue your bidding. And at this point, I know what we should do. Let's hear from one of our let's hear more on our final appeal from one of our surprise celebrity guests.
Hello, everybody. It's Chris Harrison from The Bachelor. Tonight, you've seen how the cancer support community has provided vital support for cancer patients and their families for the last 30 years. And for that to continue, we need your support. So please consider donating and make a difference. Thank you, and God bless.
Look at that, our friend from The Bachelor.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
How about that?
Chris Harrison.
Obviously, he feels passionate about cancer as well. So, my friends, thank you so much for your generosity here tonight. And again, we're going to keep the bidding open on both the Fund a Need and on the sound auction till just 5 o'clock tomorrow. So if you want to share this with your friends, hey, Dr. Sibley jumping in, another $500 there.
Thank you, Dr. Sibley.
Again, maybe the Bachelor endorsement.
I think the Bachelor's good. I think that would get people to make a donation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Someone's going to do it. So again, we're going to keep it open. We do have a goal. We would love to get to $200,000 by tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So again, bid again, share this with your friends, however you can think of. Let's get a few more donations in there. Bid on our sound auction lots. And now I'm going to turn it over to Rob to talk about our registration drawing winners.
Yes, absolutely. Before I do that, I just want to remind everybody, Mara's story was just one of the thousands of people that we have helped in this organization. If you know someone who has cancer, if you have cancer yourself, please consider contributing. All of our services are provided free. And as Keith mentioned, we are committed to serving an underserved community. We opened our office in Antioch. Actually, we had our open house planned the day before shelter in place took place.
Wow.
So that office is waiting once the pandemic ends. We are in the community there. We are serving underserved people. We started a special fund for low-income cancer patients to provide them with support. You can imagine patients are already impacted financially when there's not a pandemic. You can imagine what it looks like now. So please, your donations mean so much, and they help the people you saw in the video, and they help thousands of people. But now we're going to get on to the winners of the registration, pre-registration. That's right. Okay. So everybody who pre-registered, that's a hard word to say. How do you like that?
Pre-registered.
Everybody who,
it's okay.
It's okay. Everybody who pre-registered was entered into a drawing, and I want to call out the lucky names. Here they are of those people. We have Carol Somerton is one of our winners, Ron Ellis, and Tracy Curtis. Congratulations, you won. We will be contacting you with the prize information. Thank you so much for registering today. We, of course, appreciate your donations, and congratulations on winning these prizes.
Fantastic. At this point, why don't we hear a word from Linda Guzzi, our chairwoman for this evening's event.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's special celebration for Cancer Support Community's 30th anniversary. I'm Linda Guzzi. I'm a board member and the Gala Committee Chair. When we, with the committee, started planning the Gala for 2020, we had a grand in-person event in the East Bay on our docket. But 2020 would bring other things. I'm so proud of the CSC staff and committee for quickly internalizing we needed to make a change and to rethink and to create the program we've all enjoyed tonight. It's amazing to consider and think about how many people over 30 years CSC has served. Family, members, just all of them. I really want to thank the donors that donated tonight and encourage you as we hang up to donate if you haven't. I want to give a special thank you to the committee and the CSC staff for making this a special event. I'd like to thank our donors, sponsors, but especially our members who continue to challenge us, CSC, to provide services and to innovate. And we want CSC to be there and be available to them so that they may live longer, live healthier, and live better lives as they go through these challenges.
Linda and our committee, all of our sponsors, our donors, thank you all so much for your generosity here tonight. We have done spectacularly well. We are knocking on 180,000's door. Goal for the night was
we got to get there.
170 was the goal for the night, so we hit our nightly goal. But our goal for our total fundraise is $200,000, just a little over 20,000 more.
We can get there.
I know we can get there tomorrow. We're open till 5 o'clock. So again, continue to bid on our sound auction lots. Continue to hit the great donate now button. Make donations. And we can't wait to hit that number tomorrow.
No, and don't remember, if you can't figure out how to use the phone and you can't figure out any of that stuff, just go to our website, cancersupport.net, hit the donate button. All donations that come in tonight and tomorrow before 5 will be counted as part of our gala. And of course, next year we're doing this in person. We're not doing any more virtual galas. Is that right? We want to be in front of you and be able to talk to you. But we need your help now, so please help us and please help the patients and the families out there who need the support.
Fantastic. Absolutely, folks. Thank you so much. And I think we have one more video to close us out here.
I think Carolyn, ABC News anchor, Carolyn Tyler, is going to take us home. So thank you all for being here tonight. We look so forward to being in touch. We look forward to continuing our services. And now we will turn it over to Carolyn Tyler to complete the evening.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
That's it for tonight's special report. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all our contributors tonight. For CSC News, I'm Carolyn Tyler. Have a good night.